Hello everyone, I am Mental Fox and I'd like to welcome you to my playthrough of What Remains of Edith Finch. I haven't heard a whole lot about this game, but everything I have heard about it has been really good. I am also under the impression that the less you know about the game before playing it, the better your experience will be. So let's not know anything about this game. Don't look at this screen right here. Don't look at this family tree. This is just the start screen. Just look up here in the corner where it says New Game. As I click on it, and we begin What Remains of Edith Finch. So we appear to be on a boat, maybe a ferry here. And I can look around. Okay, I can already tell this is a game that's not going to hold my hand. I have no idea how to control this game. I was looking at the controls on the menu before I started it, and there were like 3 choices. Mouse sensitivity, if I wanted to invert the mouse or not, and something else, but none of them had anything to do with mapping the keys. Oh, okay, we're looking down here. Okay, we got a little book here. We got some flowers there. Our hand is bandaged up. And we've got a book that says Edith Finch on it. And there's a little icon there. And it says Puget Sound there, so now we know where we are. Or we can guess that that's where we are. There's ferries that go across Puget Sound. So I'm going to click, since I don't really know of anything else I could do. Man, look at these slobs, man. I guess it's not too messy, but still hate to see stuff like that. Anyway, let's get started here. Click. Oh, okay.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house.
Holy cow, that's a house? It looks like an elaborate tree house or something. People don't live in that house, right? So I could look around and see. I always check behind me. I always try to be as thorough as possible. Here's a pretty flower. Let's see. Can I interact with
Someone
things?
had put up a chain link fence, but it looked like I wasn't the first person to hop it.
Chain link fence here. Okay. Here's a missing poster.
My brother Milton disappeared when I was 4. It was like the house just swallowed him up.
Ooh. Her brother went missing. Uh-huh. Milton Finch. There's his birth date. It looks like October 23rd, 2003. Oh no, date missing. October 23, 2003. Date of birth, 1992. There was 11 years old when he went missing. Orcas Island, Washington. I don't know if that's a real place or not. He was 11 years old. Okay. Race mixed, Indian and white. That's gotta suck. I have a brother and a sister, and I cannot imagine what it would be like to lose either one of them. So shift lets me zoom in a little bit. So does right mouse.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
You lived here? Okay. This is the house she lived in. There does not appear to be a run key, so we're just going to take our sweet time walking through this beautiful, lush Pacific Northwest forest here. There is a bright object here that I guess this is telling us that we can interact with this. It's a pretty cool mailbox. It's very much like the house itself. Well, let's interact with it. So she's telling a story, and I guess that, well, I don't know, it's hard to say. Her hand could still be bandaged here, but I'm gonna guess it's not.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
Okay. So it's been a while since she lived here. I'm gonna guess that we can't take the bills or look at them.
I
No
hadn't been back
trespassing.
since my brother Lewis's funeral.
Gosh. She hasn't been back since her brother Lewis's funeral. Holy crap. Man. This family has not had much luck. This property is protected by video surveillance. I wonder if we could see the cameras anywhere. Some power lines running through here. So I can't tell. What do you think? Is it early morning? Is it
In her will,
early evening?
my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked.
Huh. So her mother's dead too. Oh my gosh.
Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
So this woman telling the story, she sounds young to me. But her brother went missing. Actually, now that I think about it, wasn't it? It was Milton who went missing, and then when we went to the gate, she mentioned Milton's funeral. So it's the same brother. Okay, it's not a different brother; it's the same brother. So I guess that means they found his body. So we've got a path going down here, and then we've got a path going up here, and I'm literally at a crossroads. I don't know which way to go. If you've watched any of my other playthroughs, you know I like to try to be as thorough as possible. I like to try to explore as much of the world as possible. And when I see multiple paths, I get a little worried. Okay, so there's a path there. Whoop, never mind. What the heck? I was going to say the game isn't letting me walk on this path. But I guess maybe that's not a path so much as it is a creek, and the game's not going to let me walk in the creek. But the game seems to be totally okay with me just walking wherever I want to in the woods. Whoa. Interesting, a bunch of missing posters just here in the water. Huh. Whoops. What's going on here? Well, she has nothing to say about that, but that's kind of interesting, right? Those posters there in the water. I mean, it's been a while since she was last here. I don't know when they hung the posters or how long they were hanging. Okay, well, game's letting me walk across the water here. Man, I am going to get lost out here.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it.
So she inherited the house. She sounds awfully
But now I
young.
have questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
I am going to get lost down here. And I keep thinking that these are paths, but they're not. That's just a creek with more missing posters in it. I'm starting to think that maybe this is the way to the house. And I don't know if I want to go to the house yet. I mean, we had that other path that went up. Maybe it just kind of goes up and ends up going to the house anyway. I'm going to have to hope that that's the case. Because, you know, I don't want to miss anything. It's a pretty place. It's really pretty. Nice private location they've got back here, but I have to wonder about this weird house. What kind of people were these that would live in a house like this, that would raise kids in a house like that?
The woods around the house have always been uncomfortably silent. As if they're about to say something, but never do.
It is awfully quiet here. So I think that's probably the road we saw up there. There's something up ahead here. I wish I had a flashlight or something. Basketball goal up there. Old truck here.
The house was exactly like I remembered it. The way I'd been dreaming about it.
Look at that house, man. That is crazy. Well, at least the bottom part of the house looks like a house. You know, I was thinking that it was just this big stack of boxes. Kind of reminds me of how I imagined the stacks in Ready Player One. That top part up there. But this part down here, at least it looks more like a house. So this path here is, I'm going to guess, the other end of the path that we saw that went up and to the right when we were at that crossroads earlier. So these paths have converged, so we're okay. It's an old truck. It's super dark here. I don't know if she's going to say anything about the truck anyway. What is that? What am I looking at? Almost looks like... I can't go that way, but... What the heck is that? It's like an open mouth with a tongue. See the eye on the right there? Even as a cheek. What the heck is that? Pretty weird. Well, you hear frogs. So it's not completely silent here. I gotta go see what this is, man. A missing poster. Some, maybe beer cans lying here. Crushed beer cans. I can't walk over there, but, yeah, that looks like, some kind of serpent. That's its head, and then you can see its body coiled over there. This place was kind of like a wonderland. Like, I don't know, like an amusement park. Love these purple flowers here. I don't know what they're called, but they're beautiful.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
She's afraid of the house. That just gave me goosebumps. Being afraid of the house you grew up in. I love the house I grew up in. It was awesome. Here's a door here. I mean, worst comes to worst, maybe we could crawl through the doggy door there. I'm not ready to go in the house yet. There's a little bit more exploring to do outside, I feel like. We can't interact with these garbage cans. We can't look in the garbage. It's not a murder mystery or anything like that. We don't need to dig through the garbage. Let's walk over here to the front of the house.
I heard something moving around in the garage.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I heard it too. I don't think this is a horror game. Like I said, I don't know much about this game at all. It doesn't seem as though I have a crouch button. There's a lot of buttons that let me zoom my vision in a little bit. I guess those are maybe like little basement windows there. There's a ramp here, so somebody was in a wheelchair. I haven't heard her mention her father yet, I don't think. I mean, this is awesome. Look at this beautiful deck here. So peaceful, this amazing view of the mountains and the trees. You got water down here.
I asked Edie once about the dragon in the pond. She said it had killed her husband. I was 6. It seemed like an odd joke to me, even then.
Edie. She asked Edie about the dragon in the pond, and she said that it had killed her husband. Who is Edie? I mean, I guess I could look at that family tree we had saw at the starting of this playthrough. See who these people are. Would that be spoilery if I did that? I don't think so. One of those cases where I wish I could get an immediate answer from you guys. Should I look at the family tree or not? Let's keep going a little bit. We'll look at the family tree in a bit. Another missing poster here. Nice little bench or porch swing. Oh. Gary's potting mix with Macromax. Somebody was in the gardening. Okay. Well, it looks like we could use our key to go in this front door here. And I know you want me to go in there. But instead, we're going to go back over here to the garage. And see if we can get in through the doggy door here. You can.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
I just wanted to see if we could do it, and sure enough, here we are in the garage. Bicycle there. Car covered up. Looks like one of those old station wagons with the wood grain on the side of it. More potting mix. You know, the kind of stuff that you would expect to find in a garage. There's some books. Cosmic Cuisine, The Pleasures of Japanese Cooking, The Book of Mushrooms, The Smoke in the Forest. So somebody was a bit of a cook. Northwest Chef, Raw Fowl. No thank you. And then there's a book in a different language. Or maybe that's just the name of who wrote it, I'm not sure. It looks Dutch to me, but I could be very wrong. A Viking's Belly. Okay. Tasting Thailand. Yes, I spend a lot of time looking at the game's environment. It's probably why it takes me such a long time to finish games. But I like to look at all this stuff. Don't worry, I'm not going to look at all of it, but anything that looks interesting. They have one of those tennis balls that hangs from the ceiling so you know how far to pull your car in. However, I'm not really sure how much this would help because normally you would pull forward so that the, you know, your windshield just barely touches the tennis ball and you'd know to stop your car. But if they pulled forward any further, they're going to hit this furniture here. So they didn't do a real good job there, in my opinion. And by they, I mean the people who lived here. I'm not talking about the developers, like they made a mistake or anything. That's not what I'm saying. Somebody was maybe a little bit into woodworking here. There's even a soldering iron over here. A little bit of soldering going on. Somebody was a smoker. Children's pool there. I mean, she's 17. Milton was 11 when he went missing. But I think she said that she was 4 years old when Milton went missing. I hope I'm remembering that correctly. So, anyway, I was just trying to figure out why they still have that kiddie pool there when she's grown up. Here's a, I guess,
the
a
power
light
had been
switch.
turned off the night we left.
Yeah, there's no power. I'm glad that there's a sunroof up there so that it's not pitch black in here. So, what did we hear moving in the garage? When we were outside, we definitely heard something move in the garage. What was it? What did we hear? Where did it go? It could have just been an animal. I mean, it doesn't always have to be something nefarious. It doesn't always have to be something scary. Could have just been an animal, you know. That's probably all it was, right? Fishing poles there. Oh, the door is ajar.
For the first time in years.
For the first time in years. So, the calendar is January 2010, and she did say it had been 7 years since she'd been here. And the game was made in 2017, so I guess they left in 2010.
I felt like I was home.
So even though she was afraid of this home when she lived here, coming back feels like coming home. Wow, that's a lot of wine bottles in there. Could just be the wind blowing. Got a big wood stove here. I don't know if setting books on top of that is such a good idea. I mean, I have to think that that surface would be hot, but maybe not. The time on that clock is a little before noon, I guess. It's kind of hard to tell which is the big hand. No, it's not. It's not hard to tell. Yeah, a little bit before noon, but I'm going to guess that that clock's batteries ran out a long time ago. More books. As a matter of fact, it's like the same stack of books we saw out there in the garage. There is a lot of stuff in here, and holy cow, there is a lot of canned meat here. It looks like probably tuna, right? Those are big cans of tuna. And there is a ton of it in here. Sheesh. Like a freaking fallout shelter. And an old microwave there.
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one.
Yeah, here we go. Edith, Edie, Dawn, and Lewis. Well, there's Edith there. Dawn, maybe her mom. Edie, her grandmother, and Lewis, her brother. You know, just getting the vibes of this place. I feel like she probably called her mom by her name, and we already know that she called her grandma by her name. If that is her grandma, I don't know. In loving memory, Lewis Finch. Huh. December 27th, 1988 to November 21st, 2010. Beloved brother to Edith. Son of Dawn. Great grandson to Edie. So Edie is her mom's grandma. Right? No. Yeah. Okay. And then a memorial service here. So this is November of 2010, but that calendar out there was January of 2010. Am I remembering wrong? When we opened that gate, did she say her brother Lewis's funeral or her brother Milton's funeral? I don't remember, man. I don't remember. I'm having a hard time piecing this together. Maybe it is time to look at the family tree. Apple pie. There is an actual, it looks like an actual recipe for apple pie here. So if you guys want to, you know, freeze this screen with the instructions on the right there as well, and make yourself some Edith Finch apple pie, well, by all means, be my guest, but make sure you come back in the comments and let me know, and let everybody else know how it went. Looks like she has something she wants to say.
Like how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Salmon. Okay. Well, that explains why the cans are bigger than tuna cans. This place is super windy.
Or how only one restaurant would deliver to our house. So we had Chinese a lot.
Wow, they had a restaurant that delivered all the way out here? White Rooster. Boy, they sure did leave a lot of stuff behind. Wow, that's a heck of a stove there. Somebody did fancy themselves a chef. More cans of salmon. Lots of pictures out there. Well, I guess it doesn't matter to even try the light switches. Oh gosh, what the heck happened in here? Alright, more books. Some pictures. Picture of Seattle. Barbara Finch. Well, who the heck is Barbara Finch? Ooh, it looks like a monster movie. Look, a set of a monster movie. There's a guy dressed up there. Interesting. Okay. And then there's a photo of maybe Paul doing some woodworking, maybe. Well, I mean, it's a nice dining room, but
the table was still a wreck from the night we left.
Huh. The table was still a wreck from the night they left. Okay, so Edie was the one in the wheelchair. We saw that wheelchair ramp outside. What the heck happened?
It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
Yeah. Chinese food there. She said they ate a lot of that. It's a ferry. Pictures of vacations, maybe. I would imagine. Doing a little bit of camping. Sitting on some logs. Well, that looks out into the garage. Interesting. Makes me think that the garage was an add-on. Oh, there's that picture again. I guess they like it so much they had to hang it twice. Looks like Edie was on oxygen. Huh. Little iPod dock here. Can't listen to it. Oh wow, they're right on the water. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. And there's some pictures hanging on the wall here behind the curtains. Looks like he's in a astronaut suit. He or she. Could be a she. We may see that picture elsewhere in this house. Let's look at this.
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
Wanted to put Great-Grandma Edie in a nursing home. Her mom wanted to. Nobody else wanted to, though. Orca. They're on Orca's Island, aren't they? So, I mentioned before that I tend to be as thorough as possible when I play these games. The public market in Seattle. And I think in this game it's good to be thorough because it looks as though just simply walking around and looking at things prompts Edith to say things. So just kind of try to look at as much stuff as I can so we get as much.
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth.
See, just looking around prompts her to say things. Of course, this time just walking into a new room prompted her to say it. There's that picture again. They really, really like that picture. Nice tall ceilings.
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house after it sank.
The original house sank. That's cute what they did with the text. Text went up the chimney. Well, they've got a flat screen TV here, so it's not that old. So I guess that's the old house. Wonder how it sank. That's an old picture there. You got the horse and carriage. It's pretty cool. Is the TV really just sitting on a stack of books? Boy, it is, isn't it? Well, not my preferred TV stands, but whatever works. These are great pictures. Cutting down the Christmas tree there. Oh, wow. Boy, that's a heck of a picture there. Got the Eiffel Tower framed right there on the plane. When I flew into Paris, I don't remember seeing the Eiffel Tower out the window. I could have just been sitting on the wrong side of the plane, but I'm skeptical as to whether you actually fly that close to the Eiffel Tower when you're flying into Paris. A book called The Weird. You know, do you think you could learn a lot about a person or a family by the books they read? We were in the garage, we saw a lot of cooking books. So, you know, we kind of guessed that somebody was into cooking. But looking at these, I'm not familiar enough with a lot of these books. We got the Metamorphosis there. But these other ones, I'm not familiar enough. Infinite Jest I've heard of, but I've never read it. Swedish folk tales. Okay, Swedish. The Norse myths. Okay, so these people are Scandinavian in descent. Although it said that Milton was Indian. So, some Indian going on there too. Look at that. He's climbing mountains. That's military. That's he's got a cross on his helmet there, but that's an American flag. I don't know enough about our history to the United States history to know or to guess what that could be when they'd be climbing a big mountain like that. Maybe Vietnam. Maybe? Are there big mountains like that in Vietnam? Forgive my ignorance. Please. So this is their reference books here. Got a beetle there. Ooh, look at all this stuff. Wow, that's quite a collection. Do they have scorpions in the Pacific Northwest? I don't think they do they? Look at that freaking thing. Yeesh. Scary. So this will take us down to the basement. We're not going to go down there just yet. Oh, Barbara. Okay, so there's that Barbara Finch again.
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
Great-Grandpa Sven. Okay. So we know about Great-Grandma Edie. And now we know about Great-Grandpa Sven. Now, you know, it's not necessarily the case that Sven and Edie were married. You know, this could have been a different great-grandpa. One of them is her mom's mom, and one of them is her dad's dad. But I'm going to assume that I'm going to look at the family tree now. I think we've heard enough names that I think it's okay to look at the family tree. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. So we're talking way back here. Here's Sven. Looks like they don't know when. I don't know what these. I don't know. I really don't know how to read a family tree like this. It's cute and all, but you've got Edie here. Edie died in 2010. Well, that's telling right there, right? And then here's Sven, and I don't know why he's just a leaf off the tree. But I'm going to guess that Edie and Sven were married, and these were their children. Sam, Calvin, Barbara, and Molly. And then here's Odin and Ingeborg, who had Walter. Huh. I do not know how to read this. We know that Edith's mom is Dawn, and unfortunately she died in 2016. So that's how Edith got the key to this place. She said that she inherited the house. That's how she got the house. And then Dawn, is it Dawn and Sanjay? Oh, that, okay. That kind of Indian. I was thinking American Indian. Sanjay and Dawn, right? They had, I guess, Lewis, Milton, and Edith. But I'm not sure how these fit in. There's a K here. I'm not sure how she fits in either. So, anyway, Barbara, I guess maybe is Dawn's mom. We really don't have any way of knowing that from this tree here, do we? Yeah, I don't know how to read this, unfortunately. It's cute and all, but at least this, I feel like this confirms that Edie and Sven were married. They were a couple. And then Barbara, we know is Sven's, I assumed that Barbara is Sven's daughter because he built her a music box, so yeah, Edith, the youngest, born in 99. 7 years younger than Milton, who died in 2003, and then Lewis died in 2010. So both Edie and Lewis died in 2010. So I'm not going to forget about the basement there. We're going to go ahead and just continue looking through this floor of the house and see if she has anything else to say and see if there's anything else we can interact with. That'll take us back into the kitchen. And this is a small room. I guess this is kind of like an entry room or a parlor. Oh, there's stairs that go up. You can see they've got the little chair here for Edie to go up and down the stairs. Oh, look at this. We would not... Oh, this door here. That door is all sealed up, and that is not suspicious at all. I mean, I can understand sealing up a door. You know, like, you're not going to use this door anymore. Let's seal it up to keep the elements out. But they've put this big, like... I don't know if that is just simply part of the door itself. I don't think it is, man. That looks like that is, like, bolted up to keep that freaking door shut.
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
Okay. I think Edie liked to tell stories. So, apparently that's the library. Can't zoom in here. There's no zoom in on this. Huh. Okay. I wanted her to comment some more on that, because, come on, that's kind of weird. Huh. What's this all about?
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
So something happened in one night. Like, everybody left the house in a hurry. Beautiful stained glass. For a second there, I thought I heard music playing. Did you hear that too? Oh wow, you could actually look down and see her body. Neat. Surprised it took me that long to notice it.
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
Huh. It says date missing October 23rd, 2003, right? And then the family tree says that he died in 2003. Well, I would imagine we're going to learn more about that as time goes on. Well, that calendar says November 2010. So it looks like they did update this calendar here. Edie, Dawn, Milton, Lewis, Edith. Hey, Edith, you got some mail. Why don't you pick that mail up, Edith? So, we could go upstairs, or we could open this door to go down here. And I'm going to go upstairs first, simply because the downstairs has a key to it, which makes it seem more important to me. See what's up here. Wow, nice detail on the wood here. It's beautiful. That's a little finch. You have to imagine that's a finch, right? Their name's Finch.
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms.
Oh. Sealed up all the bedrooms? What?
Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Okay, that's kind of weird. So does that mean that was a bedroom down there that was sealed up? Oh, a Christmas picture. That is a horrifyingly scary picture to have at the end of a hallway. I think it is. Okay, that's from out here, that is It's kind of a freaky looking room. Let's look around out here first before we go in there. Molly. 1937 to 1947. Where's Molly on this thing? Oh, there's Molly. Okay. So Molly was Barbara's sister, Edie and Sven's kid. I mean, we don't know for sure who Dawn's parents are. At least I can't tell from looking at this. Well, Molly died when she was 10. It's a beautiful door.
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
1947? You mean to tell me that room, what appears to be a giant room, has been sealed up since 1947? Is that what you're telling me, game? Look at that place. It's like a cage right up here close to the door, maybe a gerbil cage, hamster cage. And there's like a little, maybe a baby stroller in there. The room looks giant. It's so bizarre.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room.
Why isn't this one sealed off?
I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
Her great uncle Walter. So if you look at the family tree, here's Walter over here. Well, he died in 2005, so he didn't die that long ago. So maybe that's why she didn't seal it up, because he died, you know, fairly recently. I mean, this guy was, what, he was, like 53 years old when he died. Doing my quick math right. And he lived in this fantastical room. It's a child's room.
Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Oh, this just got interesting. No way! No way! The key just happens to fit that lock?
My mom was really good at keeping secrets.
What?
Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
What? Okay, I was fully not expecting that key to open that lock. I thought it was going to open maybe the lock to the basement. But it opened that lock. This seems like a pretty important story point right here. So I'm going to end this play session right here. And when we come back next time, I am not going to step through that just yet, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to get out of there. Instead, when we come back next time, I'm going to look around this upstairs some more and see what else there is to see up there. And then I guess we'll come back here and go through that. That is unexpected. And like I said, things just got interesting. Well, I sure do hope that you guys are enjoying following along with me here in this playthrough of What Remains of Edith Finch. If you are enjoying it, won't you be so kind as to let me know by leaving me a like. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the playthrough so far. I hope you're enjoying it, and I hope that you'll join me in the next episode.